Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Toromoreno. I am a guidance counselor for students with instructional support. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about high school. A couple of things that we want to go over: graduation requirements. We also want to go over promotional requirements, and finally talk a little bit about how to kind of keep in touch with counselors and discuss very important matters. So, what exactly are graduation requirements? In order for you to fulfill the graduation requirements and have completed all required courses by the city and required by state, you need a total of 44 total courses, 44 credits, better said. Each student must also pass a minimum of Regents examinations to obtain a high school diploma, and those exams are operated and run by the state. Um, Looking at your 4 years, you're looking at 4 years of English, so that would be a total of 8 credits. You're looking at a total of 4 years for history, social studies, that's also a total of 8 credits. You're looking at 3 years minimum of math for a total of 6 credits. You're also looking at a total of a minimum of 6 credits, 3 years of science, and that would include 6 laboratory components. Moving on, you're also looking at a second language. And if you're looking at a second language, you're looking at least a minimum of 1 year. That could be Spanish, Russian, Chinese, Italian, any of those languages that Moreau offers. Then we're moving on to physical education. Those would be the gym courses, and you need a minimum of 4 credits there. It's a total of 8 classes. Moving on in physical education, you also need a minimum of one health course. That's usually one semester, and that course counts as a full credit. In addition to all of those that I've already mentioned, you need at least 1 year of the arts, and that could be either 1 year of art, or it could be 1 year of music, or it could be a combination of both. Half a year of art, half a year of music, which would equate to one semester of each course. Um, Moving on, you're also left over with a few courses that are missing, and we know those as electives, a total of 7 minimum electives. And those are any courses that have not already fulfilled requirements that I've mentioned prior to now. That could be extra math courses, science, anything that you're interested in. What else do you need to graduate? You must complete a minimum of 5 total examinations, and those are known as regents. So the 5 exams are um, English, math, science. You need one world studies or global studies, and you also need one U.S. history. So those are the 5 minimum, and you're going to have to score at the very minimum of 65, those 5 exams. There are 3 types of diplomas, and that would be the Regents endorsed, that would be the advanced, and that would also be the advanced Regents diploma with honors. Um, if you're a student who has an IEP, you can also meet certain requirements to fulfill that requirement. It's known as a local. So if you're looking to score a local diploma and you have an IEP, you can score between a 55 and a 64, and that will meet the state requirements, or better said, the city requirements for a local recognition. With that, you can move on and pursue college, forgive me, or you can move on to like a trade school or vocational school. You can go to a public university, you can go to a private university, but at the very minimum, you need a 65 for Regents, and you would need a 55 if you have an IEP. So you would have met what they call local requirements. The advanced Regents, now that would be the second type of diploma that you could earn, and that would entail that you're missing, actually, you're completing the 5 minimum exams that I've mentioned. That would be, again, the English Regents. It would be 3 math examinations, 3 math Regents. It would be 2 science Regents, 1 global or world studies Regents, 1 U.S. history or U.S. history and government Regents. And then you would also need a foreign language or a second language. That could be Chinese, that could be Spanish, Russian, Italian, whatever, again, whatever that second language is outside of English. And on these exams, you need to score, again, a minimum of a 65. Then you have the third type of diploma, and that would be an advanced Regents diploma with honors. Now, for this, you need a minimum of a 90 on all of these examinations that I'm about to mention. it would be the same ones that you would have met with the advanced. But again, this is the advanced Regents diploma with honors recognition. So that again would be the English, three math Regents examinations, two science Regents examinations, one global studies or world studies Regents examination, one American history and government Regents examination, and again, to sum it up, the second language or the foreign language Regents. So what are my promotional requirements in order to move on from one grade to the next, from the ninth grade to the 10th grade, and so on, from the 10th grade to the junior or 11th grade? When you're a freshman, you obviously start off with no credits. Every time you complete a course successfully, it's one credit with the exception of a phys ed, which is a half credit. In order for you to go from ninth grade to 10th grade, you would have to earn a minimum of 8 credits during that one freshman year. As a sophomore, you would now have a minimum of 8 credits. And working towards junior status, you would have to at least earn 20 minimum credits. But those 20 credits would entail 4 history and 4 English credits. So in order for you to go from sophomore to junior, you have to earn, again, 4 history and 4 English credits and a minimum of 20 total credits. Moving on from junior or third year to a senior or fourth year, you would go have a minimum of 30 credits. Again, moving from 20 to 30 to be recognized as a senior in your fourth. Now, how can you achieve all of these things that we've gone over? It's pretty simple. I mean, we like to use the saying the 4 A's, and the 4 A's are obviously attendance, which is the most important thing. You need to be there, you need to be present, you need to be active. Achievement. You have to achieve your goals, you have to achieve the course credit, you have to be successful at the completion of each term so to earn that credit. Attitude. Now, attitude is, sometimes it can be tough. Sometimes we have these moments where we feel like we can't, but it's important to remember that we can. So we have to have a positive attitude. And finally, accountability. We all have to be accountable for our actions, for the things that we kind of push off, we procrastinate, we kind of push off and leave till tomorrow. But we have to remember that we ultimately are accountable, we're responsible for all of that work that's being issue to us. So if we go through with the 4 A's and we have a positive spirit towards those 4 A's, anything's possible, and certainly a high school diploma is attainable. Now, the final thing that we're going to go over is how often or when should you be in touch or in contact with your school counselor, your guidance counselor. At the very minimum, you should see a counselor twice a year. That would be for programming purposes, to program for the following semester, discussing the courses that you're interested in, as well as those that you have to take, the core courses, the ones that are required. So again, getting back to that 44 credits, you're going to have core courses that you have to take, and then those that you really like are electives, those that you're really interested in pursuing. The next time you would be reaching out to your guidance counselors, whenever it is that you feel you need somebody to talk to. The guidance staff here at Moreau is very, very presentable. They're very approachable. We're all here for you. And so whenever you need to reach out, there's a variety of ways that you can reach out to us. That could be by email. Obviously, when we're in the building, you can reach out to us by phone. Some of us even have Google Voice numbers that we have had activated so that if you need to reach out by phone at these times, it's possible. And I'll give you that information, my personal information, towards the end of this presentation. And then finally, whenever it is that you actually need to discuss any matter that you feel is working against you, and that would be if you're making a decision that's not necessarily helping you out, if you feel like you're putting things off, if you feel like you know you're hurting yourself or your chances of succeeding, you would reach out to your counselor. So I wanted to reach out to you now and give you a couple of small bits of information that would help you reach out to me. I want to thank all of you for your time, but I also want to thank those of you who have joined me on Google Classroom. I have a classroom. It's not an actual class. It's more of an information board. And for those of you who don't have the Google Access code, I'm going to give it to you now. It's the number 5, the letter H, the number 2, the letter C, the number 7, letter K, and the number 4. So those 7 digits, 5H, 2C, 7K4 will give you access to the Google Classroom. Again, I want to thank all of you who've already joined me at the Google Classroom. It's important that you log in at least once a week, if not twice a week. I'm trying to keep that information up there, relevant, pertinent to everything that's going on. There are going to be messages that are there that are specifically for seniors. So I'll make note of that as I post that on the board. Attention seniors, and then you follow the link, you follow the information. At the same time, I've also put stuff up there that's pertaining to the presentation that we just went over, which are graduation requirements. So if you take a look at the notes listed under yesterday, that would be October 21st and October 20th. I have up there a couple of links that will allow you to better understand what I've talked about briefly today, and it'll allow you to kind of go over it on your own. The nice part is that there are also links there that will allow you to look at the information in other languages. If you'd like to see it in Spanish or Russian or Chinese, I believe we even have Bengali up there, so that you can kind of start to take track and keep track of your own progress and progression through high school as you go from freshman to sophomore and sophomore to junior and finally make it to that senior year. You can keep track of all the courses you've taken so you're not repeating a course and then figure out a little too late that you've taken a second time a course you've already completed successfully. So you want to avoid all of that stuff. Um, Another way you can get in touch with me is by email. So not only the Google Classroom, but my email is on the Google Classroom, Toromoreno at NYC students, or sorry, at schools with the S at the end, .nyc.gov. So Esther Moreno at schools.nyc.gov. And then I also have a Google voice number, and that's 201-903-2564. Again, that's 201-903-2564. Feel free to reach out to me at any time if you're frustrated, if you're confused, if you have concerns. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Again, I thank you. For those of you that are new, welcome tomorrow, and I hope to see you all really soon.